All right, hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda back here once again on the Outlast trials, and in this video we're going to be doing the patch review for the Under Surveillance event patch. And I'm starting here on the main menu because I wanted to show this in case there's people who didn't sit on the main menu for long enough. It's actually a little bit glitchy looking, a little bit distorted, and you can see glimpses of Amelia here on the main menu, which I think is really cool. There she is right there. You can kind of see it's like it keeps glitching. There she is again. And it looks a little more fuzzy than it did before. It's almost like we're looking at a TV screen through the camera. So that's a pretty cool little change to the menu for this event. We're going to jump into the Murkoff facility. I'm going to be... Okay, we can hear Amelia talking in our ears during this part, which normally is kind of a different voice. I don't really know if that was Easterman who would talk during these loading screen portions, but this is definitely different. So very cool. A lot of cool stuff going on surrounding this event and everything. Okay, we got a task completed immediately. Under Surveillance Part 1 is available. So I'm going to be going over everything, including the patch notes fully. But before we get into the specific patch notes, let's take a look for the news. Obviously, we have strange message. This is Amelia. I found our way out. I only need a little time to finish preparations. I won't say it's going to be easy, and nothing here is painless, but if you want a chance at real freedom, spread the word and wait for my signal. And then Under Surveillance is the special therapy for reasons solely based around your safety during therapy. We have temporarily heightened surveillance in our trial environments. Falling under the scrutiny of our all-seeing eye will alert staff to any nearby hazards. All right. Very, very cool. Oh wow, they changed the icon for incognito. That is the first thing I notice immediately here is that. That's kind of random. We also have these new event tokens, which have the Amelia A on them for the new catalog. So there's a lot of stuff to go over here. But I'm going to start by just going down the patch notes because I think that will give me the best structure. First of all, we of course have the new MK challenges. So we're going to look at the trial list for the special therapy Under Surveillance because I'm sure they will be included in there. Let's take a look at what we're up against for the first part of this event here. We already read that. And we have 3 variators, which is interesting. I'll talk about that in a bit. So the 2 new MK challenges are Stash the Contraband and Kidnap the Mistress. We also have Shut Down the Factory, Pleasure the Prosecutor is back, Poison the Medicine, and Pervert the Futterman. 3 full trials right there. Eliminate the past once again, fuel the release, and reunite the family. All right. So yeah, Stash, Contraband, Kidnap the Mistress, the 2 new MKs. I'll be having videos today of my first runs of these trials where I will do the normal run through it on introductory and just explore. So you guys can look forward to those. And then of course we'll be covering them on psychosurgery here for the event. But if we look here, economies based on narcotics crumble without their primary market. Steal the drugs, hide them securely, and we will let you out. This sounds like it'll be on the docks map. I mean, kind of looks like it as well, which is kind of surprising. Although maybe it's on downtown, but yeah, that's kind of sounds like the objective you do at the end of Poison the Medicine. For the new variators, we have surveillance cameras, which will have surveillance cameras installed in the trial. Detection will result in a painful shock and alert nearby XPOP. So yeah, it's going to be something we'll have to figure out. How long can you be detected before that happens? Then we also have Locate the Broadcast. Amelia has left a message for you in the trial. Find the television broadcast and destroy it before Murkoff does. So this kind of sounds like there's a time-limited aspect to this objective. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe you can just find it whenever, or maybe you do have to find it fast. That's pretty cool, though, and we'll get sort of messages from Amelia through that. However, there's also Collect Schematics, which sounds more like a standard secondary objective. Find sleep room terminal schematics in the trial. And that sounds like what would normally be your standard poster replacement for an event. So I'm curious to see how these 2 work and if they're both separate objectives or not. Then we have Increased Threat 2, Unreliable Doors, and then this actually looks different. Psychosurgery has these little sparks on it now. They did actually change a little bit based on the patch notes of Psychosurgery, so we'll take a look at that. And then the little tagline for Kidnap the Mistress is prostitutes receive more honest confessions than priests. Identify the pervert by his taste. Kidnap his dominatrix. Deliver her for interrogation, and we will let you out. This one sounds pretty cool. Definitely looking forward to seeing how that works, and what you like. Do you actually need to do any sort of identification or anything like that, or is it just given to you on the screens, which is probably most likely, but either way. We of course have the event under surveillance. That is very clear. They talk about they say new secondary objectives, plural, in the patch notes here, which is the schematics and then the broadcast television. Watch the message from Amelia before Murkoff finds it. Again, does that actually mean you have to find it fast? I don't know. And then we have new tasks. There's multiple new task lists here. First, we have Help Me, which is basically the tasks for the event. This might as well just say, under surveillance tasks. We have complete 6 trials in the under surveillance program. Find 3 hidden TV messages. I hid in the trials. This is interestingly specifically talking in the first person, as if Amelia is giving these tasks to us. Complete 10 tasks for me. Destroy 20 surveillance camp. Oh, you can destroy them completely. Okay, that's interesting. That's good. That's probably a good thing given how kind of painful they can be, it sounds like. Find 15 terminal schematics for me. Disable 20 enemies with the blind rig. Wow, that's a lot. Spot 20 enemies with the X-ray rig. Restore health with the heal rig 20 times. So it's going to be a lot of usage of all these rigs. Avoid being spotted by enemies for 300 consecutive seconds in a trial. That's 5 whole minutes. Obviously, you could easily just hide in a locker, so this won't be too hard, but I'd like to see if I can get this during normal gameplay. Discover the secret room in 3 different trials. Distract 10 enemies with brick or bottle. Travel distance crouching. Ping 2 of my graffitis in a single trial. Oh, that's a cool little objective. All right. I wonder why they only are highlighting the blind X-ray and heal rig here, and we don't have anything for barricade, stun, or jammer. But regardless, maybe that'll be in part 2. This only says help me. Maybe part 2's set tasks will be different, have a different name, since that is allegedly, I think, when we're going to see some sort of actual activity from Amelia. But again, I'm not 100% sure. So that's very, very cool. And of course, this will give you the event tokens. I'll come back to the tasks in a sec, but let's bridge that over to the new catalog that is available, which is Amelia. Murkoff directory of behavioral attire is crossed out. And you'd think maybe this would normally say under surveillance as the event catalog, but it is overtaken by Amelia. 13 days left for this. That doesn't sound right. Usually these last for the entire event, which would be until the 22nd. I'm not sure if that's a mistake, but let's take a look at these cosmetics. Okay, we have 3 pages, and then this first page is kind of just sort of standard stuff. This says Revolt on it, but it's like covered by your ESOP, so that's interesting. Some pants with a little green stain on them there. And then we have this ESOP with the Amelia A on it, kind of got a sheet metal sort of texture to it, pretty cool. That's a cool icon, of course, an Amelia icon there. And then the dreadful exit. A is for anywhere but here. That's a good one. Yeah, you're kind of like an Amelia cultist almost in this outfit. Let me see. Here we go. Oh wow, you got a little gas can strapped to your back there, and like maybe this is like to make a torch for like rioting or something. It's a pretty cool outfit, honestly. I'm a fan. Got some She is Truth. They always put so many little things in these outfits. She is Freedom. Very, very cool. Love that. So that's 50 for that. And this is all the prices we're going to be able to see. Everything on here is 15. This is 50. Usually for events, the prices will go up as you go through the pages. But we're not able to see them until we complete the first page. We have some room items here. Oh, that's cool. It's like a battery and lockpick hidden inside a book. Amelia's book safe. That's pretty cool. Hammer and chisel set. We have that's a cool wallpaper. It's got like sort of maps or something on it, and it's like a maze texture. That's a cool wallpaper for sure. Sort of like a torn up type of floor. This stuff under the bed is from my room theme, so usually I should head to disable my room theme for the previews. That's what I normally will do here. Let's just disable that. We can get back to the previews of this catalog here. So that's kind of like a ripped sort of. Oh, there's stuff written on the floor. You might be able to see it says "I am Amelia" or something. Wait for signal. Okay, very cool. And then we have a bed which has like Morse code on it or something. J dot dash dash dash. I don't know if this is just like what the letters are. I don't 100% know Morse code, but that's interesting. I don't know if that's actually going to say anything, but okay. And then we have the podium pose of Hush Hush. Okay, cool. Definitely expected to see some of these in here. The podium and maybe the lobby poses. So that's a cool one. And then we have a room theme breakaway. This bundle, you get like an air vent across the top. Look for me. You have a Murkoff outfit here. Let's see if you can see anything else. A cool map. Wow, map of New Hampshire and Vermont. Okay, I wonder what that's about. Maybe there's some lore implications to discover there. And then there's this poster, my word. We will rise. Exactly. Look for me. A lot of little maps and things all over the walls here that'll be cool to see. Oh, and it looks like someone like escaped through the vent. There's like this thing open. Very cool. Okay. Third page here, the final page, at least for now, we have this little hat. They have a lot of these weird hats that you can get, I feel like, and they all have, oh, good lord. Wish I hadn't turned that around, not gonna lie. A pink night vision, very interesting. Pretty cool shirt, has this like canister attached to it. It's got the Amelia A hidden on there. I don't know what that says on the back exactly, but something is on there. Very nice. Okay, we have a profile frame. I actually like that one. That's pretty cool. It's like a, I'd say, broken jail cell type thing. Some maybe matching pants for the shirt here. Got those. So there's some weird metal appendage on you. And then we have the terminal pose of Hush Hush. So there's shush for the ending and shush for before the trial. You can be double shush if you want. And lastly, we have the dreadful mess. A is for anarchy. Very cool. You have a radioactive ESOP going on. And, oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, you've got, it's kind of a similar outfit with the jerry can on the back, but it's got the radioactive theme and doesn't quite have as much blatant Amelia like imagery. You got a Molotov here in your pouch. Very cool. Yeah, I'm always a big fan of all the new cosmetics they have come out. So that is it for the Amelia catalog. But however, also for catalogs, we will go back to tasks here in a second. But also for catalogs, we have Season 2 Project Breach got some news, a new page. So similarly, back when a while back now, these two catalogs got an 11th page. The Project Breach one also got one. So back when we got these new pages, both of these outfits cost 500 stamps each, and both of these cost 1,000 stamps each. So I'm curious to see how much this will cost. They did say the same thing that they said when they released the 2 pages for the others, which was these new items are costly and require a significant amount of game time. So let's have a look. Okay, so these are 1,000 each as well. So they didn't increase it any further from that. So this is just like oh, good lord. There's eyeballs all over it. Milk-eyed Lydia, what I watch, I nourish. Yeah, I mean, it's just horrible. It's just a horrifying outfit. But we will buy these, of course. I don't have anything else to spend my stamps on at the moment. And then we have pressed beef. I mean, what a horrible name. How do they come up with these things? The flavor is in the spotting. Okay, we can buy that as well. So these are 2 new outfits that were added to the Project Breach catalog. Definitely interesting, to say the least. But you can pick those up if you have the stamps, or you have something new to aim for if you'd like. Anyways, moving back to the tasks now, you also saw we, of course, have the 1-year anniversary task set, which is, of course, the the celebration for the 1-year anniversary of the game coming out of early access. It has been available for more than a year, but it did release out of early access just about a year ago. So if we take a look here, complete all anniversary tasks is gets you some of the rewards here. There's 5 tasks in here, it seems. Fry the snitch. Okay, so it's just for completing each of the, or I guess not all the main trials, but 5 of the main trials. So this would be kill the snitch, grind the bad apples, cleanse the orphans, vindicate the guilty, and pervert the futterman. So this does go until April 22nd. Possibly we will see those other trials in the event next, in the next part, but you may have to do these in Genesis if you want to get these done before the event switches over. And you can see, of course, we have looks like a border, a profile icon border there, an icon itself here, a pink ESOP to match the pink night vision we saw before. This night vision, which is kind of like gold plated, it looked a little interesting in the screenshots we can see on the update post. And then there's like a cake with a face on it thing for your cell. And then when you complete them all, you get a golden ESOP. It's kind of like this whole sort of golden-ish type outfit that would go along with that night vision. So yeah, pretty cool that they add this little set of tasks, although in all honesty, the names of them or the actual tasks themselves are not that interesting. It's cool to see that they care about the anniversary. We also have Genesis, which I don't know why I'm getting this. Complete all path to rebirth tasks. I swear I've done that before. But maybe I'll just keep that for now because that's 2000 XP for free. To be honest, no, I'm just going to grab it. Using that max level and you will lose. Oh, interesting. This is new. I've never seen that before. I guess I won't claim it then. Give me a prestige system and I won't have to worry about that. Red barrels, come on. But yeah, pretty cool that they have that in addition to the event tasks. So a couple different things to look towards completing in this time frame. And then the only other thing to cover is the small patches and small changes. I mean, something like the incognito icon being different was not actually listed. Let's see if there's any other. Wasn't this brown before? Maybe I'm actually tripping, but I swear Barricade used to be brown. Maybe it was always yellow. I don't know. Maybe I'm losing my mind, guys. Let's just check all the other. Honestly, I mean, some of these lesser used amps I might not even notice if they were changed in icon, but nothing's standing out to me at least yet. Yeah, Incognito seems to be the only one that maybe was changed. I don't know why, but it was. But as far as the actual changes, the Barricade rig, they do say, can now be deployed in more doorways and window frames. I didn't even know it could be put in window frames. Is that a change? It doesn't even say windows in the description here. It says install a barricade on a door or doorway. But it says can now be deployed in more doorways and window frames. So I don't know if they'd change it to add window frames or there's just, that was always an option. Yeah, I'm not totally sure about that. But still, that's cool. More uses for barricade is always good, especially because a lot of the time it seems like, you know, there's not a place to use it in the spots that are important. Maybe this will make it possible to use in better spots now. They've also buffed the blind rig. They decreased the deploy time to 4 seconds from 5. And if you have the upgrade, it's now 3 seconds, and it used to be 4. Blind has gone through a lot of changes like this in the past. I know it definitely used to be lower. I'm not sure if this is back to how it was. I'd have to go look at the history of the changes to the blind rig. But I know they definitely increased the deploy time by quite a bit in the past to make it less easy to immediately put down in order to save yourself and make it more of a strategical area control type rig. Interesting to see them walking that back at least a little bit, maybe trying to, again, help it compete with the stun rig. I mean, a 3 second deploy, that's 25% decrease in deploy time if you have the upgrade. So definitely makes it more viable to potentially run around a corner, maybe run through a door and close it and then quickly whip out the rig and put it down. Definitely going to be interesting to see how that pans out. May give it a shot myself in the near future here to see how that helps as far as the the usability of it is concerned. But for things that you need quick reactions for, like namely Franco, you're probably still going to want to be sticking with stun, even with the change to barricade as well. And then the jammer also got a small change that the jammer can now open automatic mannequin gates. And I think this is specifically referring to the doors in Cleanse the Orphans. I'm pretty sure they're not present, or are they also present in Gather the Children of God? I don't think so. I think those doors are just open. So maybe those are present in one of the new trials as well. That's possible, I guess, automatic mannequin gates, but That was the only ones that come to mind for me, is the ones where you have to wait for the nuns to go through when you're doing the radio section of Cleanse the Orphans. Additionally, the nearest revived syringe location is now displayed to teammates when someone from the team dies, which I find to be very surprising. That seems like it'll make it a lot easier, to be honest, for people in teams when someone dies. Although I guess if you're in a team and people are like full dying, bleeding out on the ground to the point where you need a syringe, maybe you would like to have that additional, I guess, what would you call it? Additional help. I don't know. But again, I don't really play in the team approach too much, so maybe I wouldn't be the best to give an opinion on this. It just seemed a bit surprising to me to see that. That sounds like something that would maybe even be an amp potentially, or maybe that would be more apt to be a prescription, actually. That makes some sense to me. But that's just apparently going to be a standard thing now for some reason. I'd be interested to hear people who play in teams what they think about that. The replay introductory button on the main menu now displays a confirmation pop-up before launching, which is a very nice change, a sleeper clutch change in my opinion, because of course if you did accidentally click on replay introduction, it would throw you in there immediately, which wasn't the worst thing, but that would also reset all your tutorial messages in the entire game. So every time you did anything or opened any menu, you would get a tutorial pop up, and it was incredibly annoying. I'd done that, I think, twice in the past. So yeah, I'm glad that they made it so that won't happen to me anymore. You can, if you're on the main menu, accidentally misclick on replay introduction, it'll prevent you from being instantly thrown in. I'm a fan of that. Let's see, what else do we have here? The introductory difficulty has been adjusted for enemies to inflict less damage and move slightly slower. So I guess they made introductory even easier. I don't know if people were struggling with it, but it is what it is. Additionally, the psychosurgery difficulty has actually been made more difficult. It will now slightly increase enemy speed as well. So that is pretty brutal. I am curious to see how noticeable that is when we start working on these trials. Maybe that's part of the reason they changed the icon. I'm pretty sure they changed it. I mean, again, small tweaks like this are kind of like sanity checks. I'll have to go back and look and see if that was actually something that was changed. But I do believe it was. So yeah, that might prove difficult to for us on this higher difficulty. Additionally, let's see here, the Stay Together variator has been removed from escalation therapy, curiously. So I'm not sure why they did that, although I'm sure people who do escalation in groups will be happy to hear that, since I'm sure it was a nightmare to deal with in the past. But yeah, Stay Together has been removed, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. Maybe that is them acknowledging that people don't like the variator, or at least I don't like it at all. And I'm glad to see it removed, because maybe they won't have it. Because like removing it from escalation is a pretty big deal, in my opinion. Like escalation has every variator. That's kind of the whole point of it, even event variators. So not having it in there is very, very strange. But in my opinion, I kind of am a fan of them removing it there. Moving on now, the using the regroup quick chat action now replaces a regroup icon on the ground at the player's location, which I think is nice. Let's see if that... Yeah. Okay, there it shows even in solo. So yeah, that's very nice. It actually gives you an idea where that person wanted you to go. I don't know how many people actually use these quick chat actions. Probably in public matches, they're very useful, especially if people don't have microphones to talk through. So I think that's a nice change and definitely helpful. Although, again, if you're needing these things, and I'm sure it's for the less experienced folks, but always a good thing as well. Because, I mean, other pings, like if you ping an enemy, that will highlight them. So this kind of makes some sense to add. They also say for programs, a new visual indication is displayed for trials completed in other difficulties than the one that is currently selected. And I guess that's what this is. Because I've done these on introductory, because I was kind of going through all the difficulties at some point. I don't know why they have that exactly. That doesn't really tell you a lot. But yeah, oh, interesting. This is a change to variator icons as well. That's actually really good, in my opinion. So previously you would have to hover over these to know if they are the first or second version, but now they have a little 2 attached to make it clear. So this is like limited items 2 instead of just limited items. That's nice. That's a nice clarity change for the icons, if that's all you're looking at. Yeah, definitely like that quite a bit. So they did do some small little tweaks that weren't actually put into the patch notes, but yeah, those are nice. I'm glad I looked at Genesis here, but yeah, they have these little icons now. Again, I don't really know why. I don't know if anybody wanted that, but those are now there. There you have it. Additionally, they have organized posters by type in the menu here. They say so. It's like week, or I guess mine's sorted by. Oh, I guess you can only sort by rarity, but now they're apparently also organized by type. So let's see. Okay, yeah, they definitely are. So they have all the weekly therapy posters to. Just kidding, I lied. Posters are now ordered by type, weekly programs, events, etc. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's like a gap in them here. The humbling is here by itself. I'm not able to change this sorting to anything else other than rarity up or down. So I don't know if that's something I'm doing wrong, but it seems like that is not that has not changed. I don't know if again, maybe you guys can enlighten me in the comments, but that seems to have either not been successful or there's some way to clear this sort that I don't know about. And then it would be like sorted the default way. I don't know. Well, regardless, that would be nice if they were grouped more appropriately with weeklies being together, but not the end of the world to not have it. Just would be nice if they listed it as a change that it actually worked. Again, possible that I'm doing something incorrectly here. Lastly, they say they added a new option to toggle mouse smoothing. So that is it. What is here at the director? Oh, we can listen. Let's listen in, guys. See what we've got here.
We're all here to help. Any fear you're feeling is left over from the world out there. Here, we all love you.
Interesting. Okay, another thing from Easterman. Also, for evidence, do we have new evidence? We do. We have 3 new evidence. Easterman, Incommunicado, Stanley Easterman, and Surveillance. Very cool. Gonna have to be reading those whenever I'm able to collect them in the trials. And then this, of course, will be the outfits that I purchased. So I'm not going to look at those. So yeah, I mean, that's it for the listed changes. We have in the past seen them do changes that were, excuse me, my mouse is like freaking out. We've had changes that were not actually listed in the patch notes. So I will definitely let you guys know of any of those if they do show up or I find out about them. Also, doesn't appear that we have anything clearly obvious that is like decorating for the event, which I mean it's not really a holiday or anything, so you wouldn't expect too much decoration. Looks like Noakes also has something for us to listen about. Let's do that.
Look, I don't need to know your name. I'm Cornelius Noakes. You can call me Mr. Noakes. And all I need to know about you is you volunteered for this. And I guess things must have been pretty rough for you out there. But compared to the shit in here...
Interesting. Okay, I feel like that's something I would have already heard before. I don't know why he had an exclaim there. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, you guys. I hope this helped you out. Hope you like to see the cosmetics, and let me know your thoughts on the patch in the comments. I'm really looking forward to jumping in to the new trials, Stash the Contraband and Kidnap the Mistress. I'll be having, again, my first run through of those coming out very shortly, so be sure to stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe if you are interested in my coverage of the event. We are most likely going to be hitting 1,000 subscribers very, very soon here, and for that, I will be doing a big escalation live stream where I go for a new record peak. If I can do it, I will not stop the live stream until I die in escalation. That's not going to be immediately after I get 1,000 subs. I'll still have to plan it and everything, but it will definitely be coming very shortly, and I'm really looking forward to that event on the channel. I think it'll be really exciting. I'm thinking of doing different things, like potentially people can do some sort of thing to make it so I have to do the next trial without my HUD or stuff like that. I think it could be pretty sweet to have some sort of interaction in that regard as well. Anyway, that's going to be it, though. Make sure to smash the like button down below. Don't forget. And yeah, I'll be back very soon for my first run through of the 2 new MK challenges. See you guys then. Peace out.